What's up, everybody? I quickly want to check if this is streaming, and then we'll get onto our video for today, or our live stream for today. Okay. Looks like it works. Looks like we're active. So I'm quickly going to swipe out to show you guys what we're going to be doing today. We are going to be modeling an iPhone. That's this. I already got references and already plotted them out on Blender right here. So we already have all of these sets. I'm going to get on to modeling, and quick one before I get on to modeling. How are you guys doing? Hope you guys are great. So basically the reason why I'm streaming by this time, this is really late. This is like 11:30. Um I was watching football. I was watching my United's game, and I mean, this is the fifth game out of that four win bounce. So I wanted to see if that United fan was going to get a haircut. Apparently, he's not getting a haircut anytime soon. So we are going to get on to the stream. Yeah. So I already have all sides mapped out here. Right? I'm going to bring in a cube. First of all, I can GZ bring this up to the surface. I can scale this down right here. So it will be the exact same width of the iPhone, and I can scale this on the Z axis up to the top. Right? So we have this on the sides. I can scale this on the Y. I'll make it the exact same width. And I think we have it. Only that I think I want to handle this procedurally. No, I'm not. So I'm going to select these edges right here. And I'm going to add a bevel. I'm going to apply scale first. Come to the front view before I apply that bevel so that it's flush with the size of what it looks like on the side. Okay, so we have that. I can select this face and this face, and I can just bevel those just like so. So I want to come out of this view X, Y. I can select all and S, Y. No? G, Y, S, Y. Right? Can select these two faces again, and I want to apply a bevel to the side. So I can just do the bevel just like so. And I think this is enough bevel for this side. So something I want to do is to connect the horizontal and vertical on this side. So instead of doing a grid fill, I feel like a grid fill might probably mess things up. Let me try. Okay, not a bad connection actually. Not a bad connection. So what I want to do is particularly this one right here. I want to pivot around the active element and scale this Z on the 0. So this is flush, just like so. I'm going to bring this origin up to the geometry, and I can duplicate this on the Z and see. Nope, doesn't work. apply the mirror, and we're active. So that's cool. That worked just fine. Apparently, this is not straight enough. So I'm going to scale on the X slightly, or using this as a reference, I'm going to scale these other ones. I'm going to SX 0. So I believe this should be flush. Not so flush, but it's manageable. So right here, I'm just going to swing to the side. I feel like right here, this edge, probably too close to the edge for it to have a loop of its own. And I don't want to keep it so I don't have any problems along the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this all the way down to this part. I'm going to dissolve those edges. Same applies to this. Select all the way down to this part, dissolve those edges. So yeah, that's cool. So I'm just going to add edge loops, make sure everything is all squared out. This is 5. This is also 5. Right here, can add this. So this is cool. I'm going to come to the front view, or rather the back view. I want to do this difficult part first if I do any other part. I'm going to mirror this to the other part, and then let's see. Do I have enough information? I do not have enough information. It's right here up top. I need to connect this J, connect this J, and then connect this J. Okay. So that's cool. I can select this entire loop right here and insert. But I feel like if I insert, this part is going to have a problem. Let me show you. This edge right here looks like it's going to be problematic. Exactly what I'm saying. It's already clipping into each other. And I need much more bevel than that, like so much more insets than that. So what I'm going to do, I'm probably going to have more bevel on this side. I would like to restart this model, and then yeah, probably run it back. Or let me see if there's a way I can prevent running it back. Let's try. In on this side, SY or SX, right? Yeah, I think there's a world that we don't run this back. So we got that. Let me add a subdivision and see if everything holds up tight. I think everything does. So let's go on to turning off that subdivision. Yeah, so I can select the entire face right here, right here, and we can run an insert just like so. I want to see this part, and I can SX and make it just flush, just like so. I'm going to do the insert again. And SX. Just like so. And then scale this in. I can GY. or GZ rather. This down part needs to be adjusted. So I'm going to select this entire face and just bring this down. GZ. Cool. So right here, I can select all of this, right? I'm going to select this edge right here and bring it up. Oh no, I have everything I need right here. Select all of this right here. You're going to come to the side and extrude this outward just like so. So we have this. Next I'm going to bevel this outer edge right here, right? But before I do that, I want to bevel this part. So I'm going to select boundary loop and then bevel this ever so slightly. Then this also needs to be beveled. Okay. Cool. So right here, I'm going to bevel this. Okay. And we have this part unlock. Only that this right here seems to be malfunctioning. So I'm going to probably try to straighten this up by gene into space. And then let me try subdivision and see how it's talking with the subdivision. So subdivision looks like it's working properly. I'm going to go on to creating the cameras right here. So for the cameras, I'm going to first of all delete this face. I don't like what's going on here. This place seems to be faulty. So I'm thinking of removing this entire edge. Okay. Looks like we have to work with that. So let's go on to the cameras. I'm going to select these faces, come over to this side, and I want to add an edge loop right here. Three, delete faces. I'm going to count how many vertices are here. So vertex count is 21. That's an odd number to work with, especially in CG. But I think what I can do is I really want to dissolve this edge loop. Or find an edge loop I can dissolve basically, like maybe this one. And even if I dissolve that edge loop, you're just going to take two vertices from it. I need something that takes away just one vertex. Anyway, it seems like I'm not going to have that, so I'm just going to work with the odd number. I'm going to come on to the circle, fix on the face, and I think that number of vertices that I saw was 21. So I'm going to scale it down. If you're wondering how I was able to get the number of vertices quickly, I just highlighted this and I looked down here at the statistics. You will see that The vert says 21 selected of 2000 verts. So it's 21 vertices. So this circle is going to be 21 so that I can easily join both right here. So I can RY, rotate this ever so slightly, and I can select this 4 points and I fail. Select this, fail, 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 fail. So we're just going to fill out the entire thing just like so. So we have that entire space filled out. I can come on here, select the camera, look at the scaling and move it right into position. Scale this down a little, rotate this ever so slightly. And yeah, I think this is cool. I'm going to GZ this down just slightly. So right here, I can come to the side view, select this, and I can extrude on the Y. Extrude on the Y rather, just like so. So we have that. I can come to the back view and I can ES, extrude along the surface, and I can extrude on the Y inward. So we have that extrusion information. I can ES, ES, and then I can fill this. So this goes in manually just like this. So I'm going to select these edges right here, and I'm just going to bevel it right now. Just slight bevel. These are very, very destructive modeling methods. I'm not supposed to like just bevel this thing just like so, because I don't even know how it looks like in the context of the entire phone. Yeah, I think this looks good. I'm going to do the second camera down here. Going to be same. Oh, I just saw something. This part is curved. This is not straight. This part is curved. So how am I going to fix that? Let me see if I can bevel it. If I can't, then probably want to start modeling this from scratch. Or go back to our last. Oh, this is a huge mistake. Let's see. Select this, dissolve. Dissolve edge. Select this, dissolve. Let's do this again and see. Only that this place needs mad attention. So I'm going to add an edge loop right here. J. I think I'm going to add another one right here. Dissolve this vertex. J. J. And this, I'm going to J all the way to this side. I'm going to dissolve this edge. And right here, I'm going to J. Still looks musty. I think because of this edge, so I'm going to join this to this. So that's cool. Now I need to duplicate this to this side without this camera duplicating to the other side. How am I going to go about that? This is going to be a tricky one. I can get this camera again. What I can do is I can duplicate this, right? Or just flip it first. Let's see. Then apply that. I'm going to come on to this side. Select all of this. I'm going to delete it and then fill it back in. So this is going to be select more, delete vertices, and select this entire loop right here. And I can't grid fill that. Come on, man. J for join. Basically, we're just joining two vertices. So I'm trying to reconstruct the mesh that I had initially on this side. Okay. Join. I'm going to join this. I'm going to join. This just looks like messy geometry. This is like the geometry that you should never do. Up onto this point. Can select this and dissolve this edge. Maybe this can just stop on this point right here. Same I'm going to do to this. Select this entire line. Dissolve edge. And I'm going to connect this to this point. G. So I'm going to turn on this and see how it holds up. Sweet. Thank God I was able to get out of that mess. So let's continue creating our camera. Hey, I still need to tidy this up. Oh my God. Okay. I'm going to do delete faces as usual. I'm going to delete these faces. I'm going to select this GZ. Select the loop again, bring cursor to selected. I'm going to bring in a circle, place it on the view, but then I don't know the amount of vertices that here. Let me count and hope it's 21. 21, so it's 21, thank God. I'm just going to switch to vertex mode, select this circle with L, and I'm going to just rotate. And right here, I'm going to select this and fill. So I'm just going to fill the entire thing all up to this point. I think, oh, okay. I don't think it's the same. I'm looking at this two camera formation and thinking it's the same, but it's not the same. So this has to be treated differently from the other one. So it's going to be EY up until this point. And right here, I can ES. And EY into the space. I can, I'm going to position this correctly and do that again. G, EY. ES. Extrude on the Y. ES. and then ES. Fill this and then GY. So right here, I can select this and just move on the y-axis a little bit. And then I can select the edges and bevel that basically. Cool. So if I turn on that subdivision again, holds up nicely. I feel like this camera is just humongous. Is it just me? Yeah, it looks really huge, especially this outer bevel right here. So I need to, oh my God. Let me do it like this. I need to select these things. All of these edges. All of these edges. And I can scale in all directions except the Y. Just make that smaller. Let me look at an iPhone from the side and see. Okay, it's really coming out of the phone. From the shadow, you can see how thick it is. But I feel like this right here is just so thick. I need to reduce it. So we're going to do the same to this one too. I'm going to select this. Right here. Whoa. And I can scale in all apart from the Y. So yeah, it's cool. Let me just quickly look at the stream. I don't even try the stream again because I might be here. 5? Oh my God. Daniel, how you doing? It was 100 days from the beginning. I think I made a mistake. So basically, if you look at the list, let me just explain to you. If you look at the list right here, the plan is I'm doing one model per day. And if you look at this list, it's like 100 days, right? So from the beginning, it was about 60 of these models, and I was running with that narrative of 60 days of modeling, but apparently it's 100 days, like 2 months. So we're going to be doing this for a while, like for a while. But yeah, I feel like uh I feel like I'm up to the task. Only that I'm already feeling it a little bit. What it is I'm going to do going forward is try as much as possible to do this earlier in the day because night is a bit too tricky for me. Yeah, but we're here, we're outside. I'm going to quickly finish this and call it a night. Next I'm going to do the third camera. So in order to do that, I'm going to move this edge and see if I can just slide this out of the way. So I can GY just slide this out. Then same applies to this. I can slide this so that we can easily select these squares or this right here, and we have, nope, I have to include this right here, and we'll probably have a complete circle out of this. So I'm going to insert, right, and then I'm going to turn this into a circle and then scale it down. So what I'm going to do is just try to fit it into that camera space right there, scale this. And I see there are 5 people on stream, man. Like, what are these 5 people? Okay, it's not down to 2. Yeah, man. Like, thanks, man. Thanks. At this point, I need that prayer. At this point, I need that prayer, man. Like, it's insane. So yeah, I'm going to E on the Y. And I feel like that's why I don't even want the pressure. I think yesterday you were talking about like why don't I do vertical? Was it yesterday? I think it was the day before yesterday or so. But at some point you're talking about why don't I do vertical? Why don't I do all those like bringing in more people into the stream? No, no, no. I don't want that pressure. In the sense like, yo, if I decide tomorrow that okay, this is this is being detrimental to my health in some way, shape, or form, I can just stop on a low, and apparently it might just be you that know about it, you know. Unlike when there's just a ton of people, so it's better for me like this. I mean, you would always have the back catalog on your YouTube, and you could always publicize as much as you want after the fact. It doesn't. The amount of people on the stream doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter as much. So yeah, I'm creating a third camera, and I should be done with this. I want to see the subdivision, how it's working just fine. So I'm going to create the flash right here. All of this is never supposed to take me time at all. So I'm just going to speed through it. I'm going to create the flash, scale this up, move this into place. I'm going to insert, convert into a circle, scale it down, rotate. And right here, I can see one insert. And then I think it extrudes out a little bit. But I need more geometry on this. So I'm going to undo and then subdivide this, make that circle again, and we have a tighter circle. So I'm going to insert this, right? And extrude this ever so slightly. Ever so slightly. So we have that selection. I'm going to select boundary loops, and then I'm going to select this too, and then bevel all of that ever so slightly. So this is going to be a glass. I need to see like an actual image so I know how this, I think this is flat. This looks flat to me, basically. Let me look at an actual image and see. Because I'm not really sure about how that flash looks. That's not iPhone 17. Let's see this. So it is flat, but apparently inside there's also some kind of a circle inside. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to still keep this, but this face just like so. I'm going to hide it, and no, I'm going to bring cursor to this point, and then I'll bring in a UV sphere. Scale that UV sphere all the way down just like so. I'm going to RX 90 and GY. In the side view, I'm going to clear this entire part just like so. So this I can scale this on the Y flat like this, and GY. So this line right here, I can ES and just fill in the back. So we can have a different material for that at a later time. SY, GY into the space. So this is going to be a transparent material, basically. Let's go on to the next. This right here, I think this is just a basic circle. So I'm going to do it like this. I don't want to add an extra loop, so I can just move the ones that I already have existing into place. GG, GZ, GX, GZ. So this right here, I can scale, right? I can insert, I can subdivide, and I can turn this into a circle, And if you look at this, it has one insert right here, and then it goes all the way in. So the one that goes in just like so, I'm going to select boundary loops on that. And then I'll select this, and then I can bevel just like so. So we have the whole captured, and then this one is just, it's just a circle. This one is a very basic circle. So I can move this out of the way. Move this out. Select these squares right here. Insert. Turn that into a circle. Scale down. And yeah, move into position just like so. Rotate. And let me see how this one looks. This one goes in just a little bit. Slightly goes in. Extrude inward slightly. So I'm going to bring in selecting of the boundary loops, and then I'm going to select this and just bevel ever so slightly. Again, I really want to check how subdivision is interacting, and this looks really beautiful. Probably looking like my favorite model in this whole series right now. Like probably looking like that. So I'm going to come onto the side, and we're going to work on the buttons. For the buttons, we already have this. I'm going to move this and then bevel this ever so slightly, just like so. And from here, we'll start just moving points to form the buttons. For example, this right here, we do not need to bring in something extra. We can just move this just like so. And yeah, looks like we have the shape. Same will apply to this. GZ, GZ. And then we can delete this face. And if we turn on subdivision, we see that we kind of get the shape, but I don't think we did. So I'm going to add, if I add an edge loop here, I think I spoiled this one. Yeah, I spoiled this one. So what we can do, let me see if I can try to achieve the shape by by just rearranging vertices. Let's see. GZ. So it looks like this needs holding loops actually. Or I can select this entire face, scale it up, right? No. Scale up this entire face, right? S and Z. No. I want to just select this outer one. Scale up right here. I'll bring in a circle of like how many sides? One, this is 4, that's 12 sides. First, bring in a circle of 12 sides. And turn into view, scaled out all the way down. Just like so. So we have this right here. And then I'm going to delete these vertices on this. So I'm trying to reconstruct that circle so that it looks smooth, and see if that is going to correct this for us. So I can rotate this by 180 and GZ into place just like so. yeah. So up next, I'm going to bring this to frame. Oh, why is this at the center? Oh my God. GY, GX. Okay, so that's cool. We can now fill things up just like so. Fill. And then on this, I can fill. You know what? I don't think this is correct amount of vertices. Let's count again. This is 6. And this right here is 7. So I'm going to remove one of this. And then I'm going to select this. And I'm going to space. Same will apply to this. I'm going to dissolve one of this. And I'm going to space with loop tool. So right here, I can fill up onto this point. And then right here, I can fill, select this face, and just fill it out up onto this point. So for this, I can select this and fill. Select this right here and fill. I think this is a better shape than what we had initially. For this part at the back here, I'm going to close this up. So we're going to do something like this from the active element and SZ0. Same will apply to this. SZ0. Select this and I'm going to grid fill all that. Okay. I still don't like you can see it looking blobby. It's not like straight. Or maybe I can just select this and bevel. Let me see. It's not giving me the shape I want at all. It looks blobby, it looks weak. I don't know how I'm going to achieve this, man. Let me see. I'm going to try this and try this, but it's not going to affect this. So all of these parts, let me add that again. And then I'll add to this part. So for this, I'm going to change to transparency mode. And with command, I'm going to remove all of this. Same applies to I'm going to dissolve all these edges. Same applies to this. All of these ones that is all the way down to this side. Dissolve all the edges. So this right here, I can now bevel. Okay. I like it, even though it's messing up with the whole mesh. I think this is better. This is a better result. So I am going to extrude on the X, a little bit, extrude on the X again, and then extrude on the X. So we have that. I can fill that face and then bevel ever so slightly, but I want to GY or GX rather, and bevel. So this right here, I can Shift D, select this, and I can extrude this out. Up onto this point. So what I can do is select boundary loops and then bevel that just like so. So in here, I'll just tighten that up. And we got one of the buttons. So what I wish to do is I feel like I want to copy this button I created for this two. But the how to go about it is actually just is stressing me. I don't want to go through that process I just went through again. So let me see. If it's possible, I really don't mind. GZ. I can select this. GZ. Select this. GZ. So first of all, I'm just creating the space first to accommodate for this. So the next is selecting this face. I'm going to hide this. Turn off. Select this face. I'm going to select more. All right. Up until this point. No. This right here. But before I do that, let me delete these faces first. Then I can select this loop, scale all that, but we're going to scale from the bounding box. I'm going to scale it on the Y and can select this. Can I insert? Okay, just a smidge. I can select more right there. Can Shift D and Z just like so. And with this, what I can do is move this into position. So all this I can GZ, move into this position. I can also select this, try not to select the one behind, select this and GZ into position. So this is cool. How many vertices do we have here compared to this other one? I think we have we have 8 vertices, and here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need to add 2, 1 on this side, 1 on this side. So with this, we can join freely. F right here, fill. Sweet. I'm going to do the same for this side. I want to believe it's kind of the same, so I need to add both and make sure, and I hope that they are 8. Fill. Oh, no. This needs an edge loop here. Right here. And I can fill. Nope. Still, it's not correct. I think I need another edge loop right here. And one more right here. Fill. This is looking, it's looking like fire already. I won't even lie to you. Like, it looks like heat. The only thing is that I feel like these edges should be beveled. But wait first. Let me just create the second one so I don't bevel something that would be hard to manage later. I'm going to select this, delete faces, select this edge. I'm going to scale all that, scale on the Y, just like so. And this face, I'm going to select more on that, right? And I can Shift D, move into space right here. So we're just copying what we had done before, basically. I think same thing. I might just need to add one more here to complete that. That sequence. You can add this F. Fail. Right? Same applies to this. Can fill that, fill. Then for this to work, we have one loop on this side. Wow. We have one loop on this side and we have two on this side. So I'm going to bevel this and create two loops out of that. But I'm not destroying anything. So this is going to help me fill. Right here to fill. Easy. So I'm going to select this 3 and now ever so slightly, just going to bevel that. Sweet. So I'm going to unhide the button I created earlier and I can Shift D, Z, bring this into position, select this and I can GZ right here. I can do the same for this too. Woo! Oh my goodness. I love it. So I'm going to create the button for this side too. I think this side has, I don't know what kind of button this is. Oh, okay. I still have one more button missing on the other side. So I'm quickly going to create this down button right here. Oh. So I don't feel like creating this button. SY. Scale out. Can I do this? Insert? No. Or just circularize like that. Is that possible? Scale that down. Rotate. Do the same for this part. Loop tool, circle, scale down, and rotate. So I can select this entire part like so. Delete these faces. Select this. Extrude on the X slightly. Extrude on the X again. Extrude on the X slightly. And then fill. So this I can extrude and then bevel that. Hey, this is not, it's not looking good though. I'm going to select this entire loop, Y, and then, no. Then I don't want to bevel this. I want to offset it. Offset outward. Cool. So if this is selected now like this, I can easily bevel that and it's tighter. Oh, the only thing is that this part is slim. It's not this thick. So let's see if I can. Let me see how long this stream has been running. Almost an hour. I think that's good time actually. That is good time. I can scale all the way. I have to scale on every axis apart from the Y. No? Let's do normal scale down and see how it's affecting the mesh. Affecting it very, very badly. So I'm going to select this face and then I'm going to use this select more function. Select more right here. And then I would scale down. Oh, aren't you going to be a tricky one? This is going to be a tricky one to achieve. How do I scale this? How do I scale this? You know what? I'm going to use out here as a pivot. Right? And then I'm going to scale from the active element. So it's going to be GZ. No. GZ. And then I can scale on all apart from the Y. No. I can just scale normally. Let's see. Mesh looks good. I can scale even more. I feel like mesh will still look good. Mesh still looks good. Right here, I can select this and GZ downward just like so. So I'm going to bring in, duplicate this P, and then that's separated from the whole collection already, and I can bring this out just like so. I can GY or X, and then I'm going to select and separate the boundary loops, bevel this just like so, and then I want to create this hole right here. So for this hole, I'm going to bring in one loop here, one loop here, and this I'm going to J, select this, insert, I'm going to select this, turn into a circle, G, scale down, and I can just extrude one, extrude, and then extrude. Sweet. I feel like the surroundings of this needs to be tighter. So that's good. I don't know if there's any need to do the other side of this. I'm telling you. I do not know if there's any need to. Let me just quickly capture this part. Oh, I'm going to use a knife tool to create this. Knife tool. Okay. I'm going to come to the side. And then for this loop I created, I'm going to scale and you see down to 0. GG. Select this right here. and then view frame to selected. Not thick enough, not thick enough. So I'm going to select this again. Cheesy. Let me see the screen. Hope it doesn't eat into this part. Okay, no, we're good. We are good. View frame to selected. Extrude that again, but without this. 1, 2. Select this, then Y to offset that. I'm going to do that again. If you're wondering what tool I'm using to offset this like this is Make Machine. Help you in situations like this. Let's quickly. I'm going to. Oh man, I don't feel like modeling this, bro. GG. Can GG this also. Then select this. Can I copy from the former one not done? Yeah, I can. Let me just create the spaces. All right, so let's copy from this one, no? This one. So I'm going to select this face. Let me select from the OG one. I'm going to select more on that. And I'm going to Shift D X all the way out here. All right. And I'm going to call the cursor to this point. And this, let me see if I can carry that selection to the cursor. Apparently not. So let me just bring this here manually. R180. Can GY all the way in. GZ. S. SY. L. Oh man. You know what? I'm going to isolate this part, separate separate this by selection, come down to this, select what I want to select, go back, GZ all the way down here, and then select this and then join. So let me see how many sides I have here, or how many vertices rather. Vertices 8. This looks like 6, so I'm just going to add 1 on this side and 1 on this side. So same stuff. F. No. This is good. Right there. Loop on loop. Select this. Select this. Select this. Select this. Fill. And then this right here, I can fill. So that's sweet actually. In between here and here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to add 6 to this. I'm going to add 6 to this. So right here, I can fill, cover this up, and then fill, cover this up. Yeah. I don't know what this button is down here to the side. What's this? This looks like a different kind of bevel on this button. And I don't know what it is, but I'm just going to model it. It looks different from the other ones. I'm going to call one of these buttons Shift D, cursor to origin, selection to this RY180. I'm going to select this GZ, come down here, GZ. So this is good. Well, let me just make it shuffle like this. This is not part of the design, but I mean, it's such a minute detail. People might not know. I feel like former iPhones were like this. I've seen this node somewhere. So I'm going to create for this down part 2. I'm going to select more. And I can Shift D and Z all the way to this part down here. Right? GZ. And what I want to do is scale this to where it fits. I'm going to separate that selection, bring this in, and you see all these edges in between. I'm going to take all of them out. So I'm going to dissolve. I'll take them out one by one. Dissolve this edge, this one. Am I still streaming? And I don't even know if, okay, audio is capturing definitely. Man, shout out to you, bro. What's up? Feel like you might be the only one on stream. I'm going to select this, dissolve this edge, select this, dissolve this edge. So right here, I can GZ this into place. Select this, GZ this into place. So we have that. I feel like this is cool right here. can just L this and select this. I want to select this edge actually and just slide it out. Slide it out a little bit. All right. For these vertices right here, how many do we have? That's 8. And for this, how many is here? This is 8 too. But I want to bring this all the way down and close. Especially these two edges. Cheesy. Cheesy. Let's see. Oh, Oga. Go back here. Cheesy. Bring this down. Close enough. I'm going to select this, cheesy. 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 Yeah, cheesy. Okay. I'm going to join this two and see how this joins. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fill. GY into space. Wow. Hmm. This is not the joining I'm talking about. That is very, very bad joining. Oh, jeez. I'm going to undo up until this point right here. And I would actually even like to reduce. How many do we have here again? This is 8 and this is 8 too. If I remove this one, can this come down to this point? And then this, I can just scale, open, bring this down, these two, scale, open, bring this down right here. Can select this, fill, and this I can just right. You know what? I'm going to reduce the size of this. This right here. I'm going to reduce the size from the active element, scale just a tad, and then I'm going to move it into place. So let's connect again and see. F. Nope. Okay, that part is cool. Think same is going to apply to this. I can GZ all the way to this point. Nope. GZ. Right. Wow. I'm blanking. I'm really, really blanking. Drawing a blank. One, select this 8 sides, this right here alone, like this is 8 sides. What if I remove every other one, just like so? You see this, can I dissolve that? This also, and this, can I dissolve those? Like, can you just be dissolved, basically? Move this, come to the front view, scale, from the bounding box, scale this, bring this up, scale out. Same applies to this. Bring this up, scale, GC, scale, GC. So we can do this, fill, select this part, and just fill that all the way. I think this part is not much needed anymore. So I can select this and basically fill and fill. So yeah, thank God I was able to achieve this because it was already discouraging me. But I can bevel this part with just one segment of bevel. GY or GZ rather. So I can select this. No, I can select this and I can select this and just bevel those separately. GZ. Select this. Then run a bevel. Okay, that's cool. Right here, duplicate that. P to separate that. Select this and just, I can scale right here. GZ. Scale. GZ. 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 Scale this and this zoom. Extrude. GX. Select boundary loops. I'm going to select all of this and just scale it to fill out that space. How many minutes am I on this now? 1 hour, 20 minutes. After this, I'm just going to do the nudge and we should be done out here. So for the nudge, I'm going to select this. Let's see. I'm going to include the top. So it could be something like this. I'm just going to insert right here, bring this into place, scale on the Z. I'm going to GX, just scale this appropriately. I'm going to delete all of that face. And I think same thing we did with the other one is what we're going to do here. I'm just going to select this vertices. How many are they all together? They are 8. I'm going to call the cursor to this point and I'm going to bring in a circle. So the circle is going to be 8-sided and I'm going to turn the view all the way like so. GX, scale down. I'm going to rotate slightly, bring this fill, select this edge, fill, 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 select this edge, fill, fill, fill. So this two right here, I'm going to delete these vertices. And then, no, if I do that, I want to copy this circle. Shift DX. Create that same effect on this side. L, L, GX. So I can select this for fill, select this, fill, fill, yeah, fill, fill. Then these two vertices can go away. I think same applies to these two. Then I can fill between this just like so and bring in 3 vertices to complete this F, 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 F. Same thing, fill in these two F, bring in 3 vertices on this to complete this F, F, F. Voila. We have our nudge, and if I turn on, I think still division is even turned on already. So I can select this, and how does that nudge looks actually? Let's see. Do I have anything here? I think it's just a fill. How am I going to represent the nudge? I'm going to fill it, and I'm just going to extrude it ever so slightly inward. I don't think it's an extrusion, probably some kind of a texture material, but here, this is it. I feel like this place has a border that needs to be captured. So right here, I'm going to select this loop all the way through. All the way through, just like so. I feel like it's nudged in here a little bit. So I'm going to select this and just try to bring it in. Or select this and GX. Sweet. So let's do that again. Y, L select, and I can Y this and then offsets. Okay. So that's the offset I'm looking for. I'm just going to I think this is going to be a texturing parts thingy. I don't think this extrudes inward. Maybe slightly, even if it does, ever so slightly. As a matter of fact, I'm going to select this, and maybe bevel. Or I'm going to select this part, and then I'm going to do that offset again. Yo, I want you to go the other way, bro. Oh, let me do the extrusion again. Along normals. I'm going to select this edge, and then bevel. Sweet. So yeah, man, this took really long. I think this is an hour, almost 30 minutes on the stream. Let me see if there's anybody on the stream. There's nobody on the stream, and yep. Thanks, guys. I mean, we were able to achieve the phone for the day. I think I'm going to save this. What day is this one called? Let's see. This is day 62. Create a new one, day 62. Select all, and then I'm going to call this day 62 underscore iPhone. Lovely. So yeah, that's about it, guys. So long, and until I see you guys in the next one, it's peace.